We ran the mulcher in here a few days ago, and well, Christy wants this all cleared out. You know how she is if you've watched her channel. I like to please Christy. Let's get started. When we were mulching, we got in here about as far as we could around these posts. I think these posts were here. I guess some of these trees were planted. Was this one tied around here? Or did you have these wires? Or
I don't have those wires.
They were already gone?
They were already gone.
So we need to get some of those posts out. We got a T-post here. This one's got a big long wire to somewhere. Yeah, we got to get all these posts out of here because if we don't, the mulcher won't like them. Now these aren't really T-post, Christy. They're that other style. So I might just try grabbing them with a grapple and see if I can get them out of there.
You're bending it.
Well, if I can get it bent like that, I might be able to have a better chance of getting it. Is that bending it?
Yeah.
Good.
But it's not catching on anything.
I thought maybe if I could bend it enough to catch on something. Yeah, I got a good hold now.
Got one of them.
Yeah, that one broke. Oh well. This thing came in the mail the other day, and Christy was certain that I had reverted to my childhood and was trying to find something that I could insert the proper shapes in. But I saw someone online saying this was the very best thing to pull T-posts, and I thought, why not? We'll try it out. So it's pretty simple to see how it uses. There's the T right in the bottom. Slide that on the post, and then you've got your chain holder on the back side. I think it's intended to be used in the other direction. We'll try that in a few minutes. Stay with us. Okay, we shorten the chain a little bit. We get more lifting power when we're low, right? That's interesting. We must be pulling up against a root. I'll have to try to hook to the middle of the bucket where I've got more strain. The 1025R loader has a lot more strength curling than it does lifting, and mine's exaggerated even further because I've got the Hydros Plus cylinders on mine. Those curl cylinders are incredibly strong. You can get them at hydrosplus.com. Use code TTWT and you'll save 5%. They're already pretty cost effective.
Not bad.
See if we can make it grab on this style post. It came out of that slot. You know, we're just experimenting with this thing to see if we can make it grab. Take that thing off and put it on the other way and see if the triangle piece will grab on it. Well, it just doesn't look like we can get a hold of it with this.
Yeah.
I broke it off. Remember, you have a lot more power curling than lifting. with this 1025R anyway. Okay, this time we're trying the orange piece the other direction so that we're using that slot to hold our chain rather than the T-post. I don't know. Didn't come with directions. Well, the triangle's definitely holding the T-post. It's grabbing good. Maybe that's the way it's intended to be used. It slipped a little there. It comes out of the post easier, doesn't it? Well, it looks like we have to use the tried and true approach for these old green stakes.
Well, they don't have the structure to use your little puller.
Yeah. So this thing is available at our Amazon store, amazon.com/shop/tractortimewithtim. It's not sponsored. I mean, you can buy it without going through our store. We'd appreciate it, of course, if you did, but it's been marginally helpful, I think. It takes a long time to wrap that chain around each one and then unwrap it. So this did probably improve some effort there, reduce some time.
There she comes.
Boy.
Brought up a root with it.
No wonder we couldn't pull those others out. Wow.
Yeah.
Why did they need to be driven in 4 feet? Well, on these posts, the chain approach has been the only thing that's worked.
Yeah.
Trying to pull them with the grapple, I broke them off. Trying to pull them with that other thing, I broke them off. But this has worked 100% so far. It is a little slower. And I think with the T-post, the other approach works fine. Now we're going to get to what I consider the fun part. If you missed it in our last episode, this is the Ferrari Vega 75 horsepower reversible tractor. We decided to hook it to our brush mulcher from Baumalight so that we could go forward instead of backwards. Now I'm taking some risks here. This mulcher is rated for a maximum of 45 PTO horsepower. I'm not sure how much we have. We have 75 engine horsepower, probably 60 to 65. We had tried it earlier on the 75 horsepower 4075R that we borrowed for a little while. And I can tell you that this mulcher truly comes to life when you put this much power behind it. I'm going to see if I can pull that one away from the oak and get in. Obviously it doesn't matter. I mean, we could use a saw or something, but I just kind of want to illustrate the dexterity that I have or don't have with this tractor. I was able to knock it right off, huh? Uh-oh. So much for the beacon. Let's see that again. Notice that I didn't even see it fall. It might have been salvageable. I'm hitting it. But then I backed up and ran over it. Okay, I hit the limb here.
Back up. We broke off the safety light.
Hard for me to watch everything. Oh well, just another day in the life.
A little bit. The hill's not helping you.
I really need a big bar of my top of it that pushes forward. And even if it wasn't hydraulic, if it would just be there, it would have kept this tree from falling back at me. I think the bigger one, the 560, MP 560, actually has that. That's the worst thing now, is the trees coming back toward me. Seem like I can get much push at the angle that I go. Does chopped about 1/4 of an inch off of that.
You're not spinning. Your rotor's not spinning.
No kidding?
No, it's not.
Still not?
No. I mean, just a very, very little bit.
Has it stopped spinning now?
Yeah.
That means we have a problem. I had someone ask me in the last episode why attachments have a horsepower rating. They just thought it didn't make any sense to have a horsepower rating. If you have a slip clutch, shear bolt, whatever, why would you have a horsepower rating? Well, maybe this is one reason. 75 horsepower Ferrari on I think it's a 50 horsepower rated attachment. I actually don't know what PTO horsepower this tractor has. I probably ought to look that up. But it's probably more than the rating. Now, you know, this belt has some age on it. You know, it's 5 years old. Now, you know, I don't use this too much. You've seen every time I've used it on video, which some of you are probably worn out seeing it, but still, it didn't wear out. It ripped, right? When I hit that tree, it ripped with these notches, or you might say gears on it. It's it is a belt, but it's not meant to slip. I don't think I caused any other damage. I mean, I have no idea how much this belt's going to cost me, but I don't see any damage with the pulleys. I don't see any damage anywhere else. Who knows? Maybe I have my slip clutch set a little bit too tight, but, well, that's just the way it goes. Things break when you push them really hard. Here comes Johnny. This is probably one of the harder things I ever do with the tractor, is a tree that's been cut and won't fall because it's hit another tree. You just never know what's going to happen exactly. This one's going to go okay because I've got a hold of it and I can pull it backwards. Here's an example where the rock bucket aspect's working really well. It's got a lot closer steel pieces, right? And that way there's no risk of the trunk of that tree coming through. Don't tell Johnny he's not one of the big boys. He'll be upset.
Yeah.
Yes, I shouldn't be carrying it this high, I know, but I'm almost to the pile. I'm gonna go gently and slow. This way I can push it over the top of the pile. Because this is a non-self-leveling loader, I can curl it back a lot further. Would not have been able to do this with the self-leveling loader, just the way I had a hold of it. This is the first time I've ever tried using this Artilian rock bucket as a root rake of sorts. So I'm trying to push it and keep the bucket level with the ground. And it's working marginally. So next time I'll try something different. Ah, back dragging. Now that's working well. You want to get that saw out and saw some of these low limbs off?
Sure.
Well, the fact that the farmer didn't have any beans right here, either because of the shade or groundhogs or rabbits or whatever, has made it a lot easier for us. I've been able to get out here and encroach on his field a little bit to get some of our brush cleaned up. Looks like my chain could use a little help. I could push it past that tree, but I might knock it over, and we decided to keep that one, so I've just opened up my grapple and I'm just going to kind of roll it around. That's how you do it. Well, Christy, that's almost good enough to plant.
Yeah, that's amazing, actually.
I haven't worked very hard. I noticed that you were working harder than me.
Yeah, but I don't think that was very hard either.
Yeah, this was pretty easy.
The mulcher took care of most of the work.
Thankfully, we got essentially done with the mulcher before before I broke it. Yeah. Yeah, I may need to take the power rake over this. There's some stobs here, and I don't know. And then over time, we may want to take down this hump here that's behind the tractor. It looks a little out of place, but I don't know that we'll do that this fall. I think we may just seed it like it is, deal with it, and then defer that for another project, right? It doesn't hurt to do that.
Looks like you got some stump grinding to do, though.
Yep, some stump grinding. Could be this fall or next spring, whenever. And that kind of brings up a point. I want to ask you guys, I've been talking about this idea of going back over the last 5 or 6 years and showing the progress that we've been doing
on our property.
Along with some of the videos that would tell you some of the plans that we had, longer term plans, and then follow up and see whether we actually achieved those plans, whether we still haven't achieved them, whether we chose to do it differently.
Right.
And it's going to be a lot of work for us if we do this. Let us know if that's something you would be interested in watching, or if that's not worth our effort, because all the information's there, but it's in 1,200 episodes right now.
Right. Well, some of the 1,200 were Carmel, a different house.
Yeah. Actually, we started this 5-year plan when we were in Carmel trying to figure out what we were going to do. So
right,
yeah, that's going to be part of the story. This rock bucket grapple combo, if you think you need a rock bucket and you want to grapple too, we've proven today that we can use it as a regular grapple and it works fine.
And right? You raked stuff with it.
Once I learned to back drag with it, it worked great as a rake.
And it holds all this stuff.
Yep, stuff doesn't fall through it. I think it's an option for someone who, let's say you're doing firewood, you want to use a rock bucket so that you can get that bark out of there, but you still want to grapple. This is potentially an option, and we do thank the folks at Artillion. They've been with us now for 7 years, something like that.
Wow. We've
had that original Artillion grapple for a long time, and they've just been a great partner. It's incredibly high quality products. Of all the stuff I've broken, Christy, I've never broken one of our Artillion grapples.
True. That's pretty amazing, actually.
And I've broken a lot of stuff. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on
Tractor Time with Tim.
If you bite and devour each other, watch out, or you will be destroyed by each other.
And Christy. And Izzy.
Hey, Iz. What do you think? What do you think? You want to smile for the camera?
What?
I asked him if he wanted to smile for the camera.